So we just got the season finale of NBC's Brea, and I'm happy to announce that overall, this is actually a pretty good show. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon, and this is Film Flair, where we discuss anything and everything that makes film and television great. So be sure to subscribe, and let's talk about a great show.
They were right behind me. And then they were just on.
Now, for those of you who haven't seen the show yet, Brea follows a group of strangers who get swallowed up by a massive sinkhole opening in the middle of Los Angeles. But not only do they survive, but wake up to find themselves in a strange new, unexplainable, prehistoric world.
Where the hell are we? This place doesn't seem real, does it?
Now, I will be the first to admit that I was very hesitant about the show at the beginning. The acting didn't quite feel right because the character work didn't feel complete, and the actors kind of looked like they were still trying to figure out who their characters were while they were shooting. Then there was the story itself, which I thought was strong, but the execution just seemed a bit shaky at the beginning. And don't even get me started on those horrible CGI animals that just made the whole show look goofy whenever they showed up. It was a bit of a rough start. But luckily, the series was able to improve with each new episode we got, and at the end of it all, it actually summed up to a pretty solid first season. There's obviously still a massive gap between what the traditional networks can do versus the nearly unlimited budgets of the streaming services these days. But I am glad that the networks are trying out new things. I'm also glad that the show decided very quickly to move away from those terrible CGI animals and decided to put the focus of their attention on the human conflicts in the story. In my original review of the pilot, which I'll link somewhere up here, I said that's where I thought the most potential for good storytelling was, and I'm glad that the show delivered on that promise. The strength of the series was always its diverse cast of characters, and after the obligatory spectacle of this new world that they're all in, their individual stories became the focus and they all got fleshed out to be more than just their one-dimensional beginnings. And the show is all the more better for it. They still aren't the most compelling, but they do get better throughout the series, and by the end of it all, I did end up slightly caring about a couple of them. Just a couple. But unfortunately, while the story below just kept getting better as the series moved on, the story above really started to struggle to find its own momentum, especially in the back half of the season after the one person who knew everything just left. After that, there was just barely enough to keep that portion of the story going, and it really ended up becoming a wholly secondary storyline, at least up until the last 2 episodes. But one of the things that did keep it all interesting both above and below were all of the twists and turns in the back half of the season. Just as things started to stall out a bit, there was something new introduced and thrown into the mix to really reinvigorate the story. The insane twist at the end of episode 8 is a great example. I don't think I've seen anything like that on screen, at least not that I can remember, and it really raised the stakes for the remaining 2 episodes, and it also raised a whole bunch more questions that really need to be answered.
There are so many strange things. It's lunacy.
And then there were a couple of more really great mysteries that were introduced at the end of the finale too. And at the end of it all, I did want to see more episodes, if not only just to get answers to those questions. All that said, I'm really not too surprised that this show got a renewal for a second season. The show worked hard to be good enough for that renewal, and I really do think that they earned it. I won't make any predictions about how good the next season is gonna be, but I will be tuning in to find out for myself. And if it manages to keep its upwards trajectory that it built during this season, it should be worth the watch. But what are your thoughts on NBC's Brea? Please let me know in the comments below. And while you're here, please do give this a like and subscribe for more. It really helps the channel out, and we put out new content every week. But until next time, have a great day, and don't forget to watch a great show. Bye.
We stick together, we got a better shot of surviving.
Maybe someone's out there. Somebody could help get us home.